Welcome guys, this is Crazy Walder again, and I'm going to go over a little issue that I've had with the audio from my HD PVR2. Now this may only be able to help those of you guys that are using a very similar setup to mine, which is that you have an original Xbox and you have it hooked up over a component cable and using a digital audio output. Now for the longest time I was unable to have any audio output, and I couldn't figure out why. Now I have it set up in such a way that my Xbox goes into my HD PVR and my HDMI output goes into my monitor, and subsequently my monitor is what I use to output the audio into my headphones or speakers, which only take a 3.5mm plug. So essentially it's still a stereo signal, but I decided to go into my settings and check out exactly what's going on. So I went to my audio output, and for the longest time I had all of these clicked. Now that would have been completely fine, and I figured after a while that maybe it was because I had everything set to be down mixed into stereo, which didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So I unclicked this option and I just left it right here, and I figured that would solve all of my issues. But as it turns out, my monitor simply cannot accept Dolby Digital or the DTS receiving signal. So what I ended up doing is just basically unchecking all of these, because I don't have a receiver that's capable of doing this sort of stuff. So if you have like one of those Yamaha or Pioneer receivers or what have you, you could probably leave this alone and you'd be fine. But in my particular case, I could not get any sort of audio output at all. Now if you guys happen to have a PlayStation 3 or an Xbox 360 and you have a similar setup where your monitor is the driving force behind the audio that you end up outputting from the HD PVR, it might be worth checking to see if you have options like this unchecked. Now I know on the PlayStation 3 specifically there's a lot more of these that you're able to have output for your audio. So make sure that maybe you just have those unchecked, or you have stereo selected instead when you do output a digital signal, which I know again doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But for your audio output, that's not really an issue, because your HD PVR is actually still going to be recording an HD signal overall. So just a little heads up that this might be an option for those of you guys out there who are having issues with having a signal that just simply doesn't seem to be getting to your speakers. So hopefully you enjoyed my video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.